Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Darnell McCurdy, and I am the events coordinator here at the Benjamin L. Hooks Central Library. Today we'll be discussing Libby, our ebook online service in which you can download and check out free ebooks and audiobooks. Before we get started with Libby, however, I do want to go over a quick tutorial on how to sign up for a library e-card. In the event that you already don't have a library card, we want to make sure that you will be able to take advantage of all of our services as we continue through this class. So let's go ahead and get started by going into our web browser. If you're using an iPhone, you'll probably have Safari on there, but I'm going to use Google Chrome just for the sake of it. And to get to our library's webpage, we are going to go to Memphis Library.org, and I already have it in my history, so if it comes up in your history as well, you can just go ahead and hit go. But it's memphislibrary.org. www is not needed. And from here, we are going to go to the browse section. It's going to be the first option you're going to see at the top. And what we're going to do from here is register for a library card. You'll see is the third option from the bottom of this menu. And you just tap on library card registration. Now this part is pretty easy, but it is going to ask for a couple of different questions. Right now we're in this menu where it says, what can you do with the library card? And you can see a couple of our different options. Download ebooks, which is what we're going to be going over today, is one of those. But if you don't have a library card, we're going to look at the apply online section, which is right here in the middle. That first link where it says apply online to receive a library card number, we're going to go ahead and tap on that section. And it may take a while to come up, but it should take you right to our online registration page. Now, everything that you see here with a red asterisk next to it is required. And of course, if you do live in Memphis, it is necessary to have a Memphis address to sign up for a library card. But you would just go by one, type in your first name, middle name, last name, and so on from there. The one part that may get a little interesting is the bottom where it says create a PIN. This could be a 4-digit number or just any kind of passcode that you choose. Now, your online registered library card will be good for 2 years, but as long as you have this information or your driver's license, you can visit any of our branches whenever we do open back up again to apply for the physical card, and you already got most of the stuff out of the way. So, once you get everything completed, of course, you will need to select your local library from this drop-down list here. Once you find your library and you have everything else completed that is required, you'll hit register and you will get your library card number. Now, I won't do this part because I already have a library card, so I won't be able to do this, but if you have any issues or anything, there's an informational section on where you can visit. But now that we got that part kind of out of the way, and if there's any questions, please address them. We're going to go right into Libby to get started. So from here, if you have the Libby app, it's a plum-colored icon with a teal book. If you don't have it, you can visit your App Store, Google Play, whatever your download services is to download it. But we're just going to go ahead and open Libby to get started. And we're going to see what we can download today and just kind of go from there. Now, if you've never used Libby before, you're going to come across a few things. Like, the first question they're going to ask you is if you have a library card. And if you've already done the registration part of it, you'll just say yes. And then what you want to do from this part is you can either have Libby guess your library by location, or you can type in the library you can type in your library by going to I'll search for a library. So that's what we're going to do right now, is search for our library. And all I'm going to do is just put in Memphis. You don't have to do too much. You don't need to put in a branch name or anything, because The one portal we're going to be using is Memphis Public Libraries, which if you did what I did and typed in Memphis, it will be the first option that comes up. So we're going to go ahead, open Memphis Public Libraries, and we're going to enter our library account details, which is our library card number. I will go ahead and type mine in to log in, and my PIN. For those who have not created a library card recently, if you don't have your PIN number, 9 times out of 10, it's probably the last 10 digits of your library card number. If that doesn't work, you can always visit our web page and sign in and log in at the top right-hand corner and say, I forgot my PIN. You should be prompted via email to reset your PIN and go from there. So, we're logged in right now, and as you can see, I have no loans out right now and no books on hold. So we're just going to go to next to enter the main portal of Libby. Now, once you get to Libby, you're going to see the more popular books out right now. Some still going strong, as you can probably see, that's been on our shelves recently. And you can set your preferences however you like. We'll visit that part later, but what we're going to do right now is just kind of go around and explore how easy it is to sign up to check out a book through Libby. So first thing we're going to do, so you see this gray bar in the middle, or if your Libby app may look a little different, like a lighter page, it might be a lighter gray. Just going to tap the middle of that to explore, and you should see a search glass at the top right hand corner. Now you could either do that, or you can explore through the different genres of what kind of book you might like. There's all sorts of different options that can come up. You might have something different that may show up on your Libby account, but this is more so what's been going on through mine. But what I'm going to do right now is just type in an author's name. We'll go with one of the more popular titles through our library, John Grisham. Typed in John, and he's the first name that's come up. Important to notice here, as you're looking for your title or looking for something to check out, you'll see probably the newest titles kind of in chronological order, or they may be mixed up a bit. But one thing you want to note, that books that are available currently will say borrow to the right of them, and books that are currently checked out will have placehold next to them. So we're going to practice with both. First, looking at borrow. I see the Whistler right here to the right is available. So I want to tap in borrow, excuse me. And it's easy like that. Now, you'll see at the top of the page that it says you are borrowing the Whistler for 21 days. Now, if you want to adjust that, I tapped on where 21 days was highlighted. You can adjust your checkout time from 21 days or 3 weeks to 14 days or 7. I envision most people want to keep their title for 21 days, so we're going to roll with that. And we're just going to hit borrow. Now, some devices may work a little faster than others, depending on how your internet is in one place. And once you've got the book, you're going to see to the left that there's a little icon that's kind of slowly scrolling to download the book to your app. But once you have the check mark to the left, you are ready to read. So I'm going to go ahead and tap on Open Book, just so we can see what everything looks like from here. Now, if you are doing this with a Kindle device, you do have the option to access it using Kindle's special services, but since we're already using the Libby app, we're just going to select Libby, this app. And from there, you're just going to swipe and scroll through the pages and you see how easy it is to get to Libby, to get to your book, excuse me. Now, let's say if we just want to see if the book actually downloaded to our app, but we still want to go and check out books. All you have to do is just tap anywhere on the page, and you should have your menu options come up. We're going to hit the back section to go back to our shelf. And we're going to hit Library. This should take us right back to where we were with John Grisham titles. And we're going to continue to build our collection. Now, you can only check out 3 books at a time, and you can place 5 on hold at a time, if you haven't seen that earlier. So what we're going to do next is place a hold, which I'm going to go ahead and borrow with the Reckoning. And we're going to go ahead and look at this part because it's important to note how holds are going to work with this. We're going to scroll down and see what we have available. We have 28 digital copies available, and there's 2 people waiting in total. Not a very long hold. Now, sometimes some hold lists will be a little bit longer than others, but according to the app, your title, if you were to place a hold like this into your library, the title should be ready within the next few days. Great thing about Libby using our ebook service is that your books return automatically on time, where we looked at the 21-day, 14-day hold or whatever. Once those days are up, the book will go back to its time. The book will go back to the shelf for people to check out, and just move on to the next person if there is a hold. So what we're going to do at this point is place the book on hold. And it's already got the signal ready for us to hold, but it's not going to download yet because it's not ready for us. So at the top left-hand screen where it has John Grisham in quotes, we're going to tap on that to go back to the John Grisham library. So we already see the Whistler is on our loan shelf, and the Reckoning is currently on hold. It's currently on a hold shelf, excuse me. And from this point, if you're just looking for other books to check out, you can see what else is available. As mentioned earlier, borrow, or if they say borrow, that means they are available to check out right now. But let's say if you just want to browse about other genres. So what I did from there, I tapped on the Explore arrow at the top left-hand corner to get back to our Explore page. And if you're just looking for books to see what's available, or just what's around, you'll see towards the left, there's an Explore menu right here. Again, some guides might look a little different than others, but what we're going to do at this point is just see what's available. And we want available books or available audiobooks. We're just going to do the books right here in the middle to see what we have. It's also important to note that our audiobook collection here is pretty extensive as well. Although you would want to tune in for our RB Digital tutorial that should be coming up a little later today possibly, or in the near future in regards to downloading audiobooks in a different format. But now that we're in the what's available section, you can see a wide variety of books that are currently available to check out right now, and you won't see those books that are widely used right now or checked out or may have a hold list. Keep in mind, you're going to get a different variety of authors, a different variety of genres in this section once you see what's available right now. And again, if you see anything that you're interested from this point, all you have to do is tap borrow. But if you're not sure of how you might like the book, you can always read a sample. And we'll do that with There by Atomic Orange, just to see how that works. This won't download into your library, but you can kind of get a quick snippet on how this book title actually flows. Excuse me, sorry about that. We want to make sure we have our toolbar still up here right now. We're going to get a 56-page sampler of this to just kind of get a glimpse on how this story flows with you. And if it's something you're interested in, yes, you can check it out. Or if not, you can just keep going. But while we're here, we're going to see what some of these other tools are that we've seen earlier in the first book that we've downloaded. First, we have our page icon up here. Right now, how we're reading the book is kind of like holding one in hand. There's left page on one side and right page on the other. But the top icon with the circle, that has the circle with the lines in it, if you tap on that, what this is going to do is basically just do one page at a time rather than have 2 pages. So for those who may want a better feel of just going through one book or going through one page, you can scroll through it that way. There's a search within this book that you can type in certain phrases to see if you can find something throughout the book. But we're not going to totally use that right now. We have a bookmark option right here where, of course, you can bookmark where you last left off from your reading. And this works just as well with checked out books. And now towards the end, we have a line section which gives us a little more options. You'll see that you can, again, search for different phrases in the book, search by chapter, and pick up from different chapters. We went over bookmarks already. And of course, you have another reading setting as well too. Let's say if you need larger text of some sort, all you have to do is just press down on the square button and slide in the direction that you want to go. Going towards the right will give you larger text, while scrolling to the left give you smaller text. You can also mess with the lighting a little bit as well. If you need a bright page, my apologies, the TV shut off. Excuse me one moment, we are trying to get it connected again. There we go. My apologies about that, ladies and gentlemen. So, pick back up where we were, the reading settings. We can have a brighter setting on here to kind of, if you're just looking for something a little bit brighter to work with, something with more color to flow with. We have a sepia brightness, which kind of gives you more of the, just more of a natural feel for pages as you scroll through and read your pages. Or the setting that I was already on, a dark setting, if you don't want too much lighting on your mobile device and you just want to scroll through and read it with a little less harsh lighting. Whichever preference it is, you can kind of go through there. And then the last part on this end is tips and secrets of this as well, which kind of gives you more in-depth detail on exactly how every setting works. And an extra few steps along with that as well too. Now for this sample page, you're going to see at the bottom that if you are interested in this book, you can select borrow this book and you'll download the book in its entirety and not just the sample. So we're going to go ahead and do that now as we prepare for this. And again, it takes a while to download, so some you might get your book a little faster than others. But you don't have to sit and wait while the book downloads. as you should get a notification to your shelf that the book is ready. So what's left to do from this part? We've looked into the library to see what books are available. We've looked to see how to place holds on different titles. But let's see what the new section looks like. Which, if you could imagine, this section might have more books currently checked out right now. But you can see what new books have been downloaded, have been acquired by the library through Libby as an ebook service. And again, slower than others in terms of connectivity. But you can also always see the new books that are currently checked out by other groups, or just some of the new books that we've acquired just within a matter of time as they've come out. Now with this section, you can place a hold with this as well. And you should be able to get somewhat of an idea of how long the hold will probably take. As this is loading, it will be important to note that because a book is checked out and stored in one's account for 21 days, 14 days, what have you, doesn't mean that people can necessarily keep them for that long. You do have the option to return books early. And once you have finished them, of course, only being able to check out 3 books at a time is, for some, they're pretty fast readers, but you may just want to keep checking books out as you go. Like our normal library service, you can check out 25 at a time, but 3 at a time with ebooks. But we're going to visit our shelf. Once you look at the bottom right-hand corner, you'll see that option. All you have to do is tap on that. You can see the books that we currently have checked out right now through the loan section. If you tap on holds, you can see what we have in the hold section. Now, the last new book we downloaded, Something in the Water, says that the book is currently on hold for about 72 people and is about a 6-month wait, estimating. But you can always keep yourself on the hold list in case it comes up anytime sooner, or in this case, you can always manage your hold. If you don't want to wait that long, you can cancel the hold. And again, to get to that, you'll see the Manage Hold section and just hit Cancel Hold. And of course, it's telling you are canceling your hold on Something in the Water. You will no longer be notified when it is available. Of course, you get all notifications from email, but if you don't want to wait on the title for a while, you do have that option to cancel it as well. And it takes just as long to cancel sometimes as it is to check out. And this holds the same for those books that you have checked out. And let's say you checked it out for 21 days, but you managed to finish it in 8. You can go to the Manage Loans section and you can choose to return the book early, which is what we're going to do with the Whistler right now. And the Whistler has been returned for the next person to check out. And from there, you can either go back to your shelf, find your next read, or just continue to search from there. Now you do have a few different things that you can do through Libby, as well as we mentioned earlier. There's the audiobook aspect of this also. But if you look in your left-hand corner for search a book, you can kind of generalize your search down to a more narrow option. If you see the more options sections towards the right of this, you can modify your search by subjects, which is basically genres. Date added. If you want something from the last 7 days to the last 6 months, you can switch it up from there. Your format, which we have, of course, books and audiobooks. language, audience age, anywhere from juvenile to adult. You can switch to compatibility. You can switch compatibility. If there's anything special for those with Kindle devices, there's that option. And of course, availability. But if you already know what you're looking for, in this case, all you have to do is just tap on that search glass again and type either in the name of the author or the title of the book from there. Now, I believe this should cover the basics of Libby, but any questions or concerns in regards to this can always be directed towards our library's webpage or on our Facebook page as well. Thank you for your time, and I hope you all stay safe and are practicing social distancing at this point. Have a great day.